Welcome to another peace. Welcome to another edition of Plot in Progress. I'm your one of your many hosts, True Father. We got a real special guest today. Before we get into it, we're going to read out the mission statement. At the growth spot, we are peace. At the growth spot, we are unified in action to build, protect, and expand a fruitful legacy of love, equity, growth, ancestry, cooperation, and yield. And I pass it on to my brother Bilal, like we always do about this time, we're going to get into who spit those bars. This These lines have to do with self sustainability, and survival and
Yes,
training.
sir.
So let's go ahead and get into it. Check this out. Y'all tell me who this is. We piss on walls and smoke reefer in the halls. No respect for your laws. I cut your face with a kitchen knife. It's glad in gladiator times. Man against machinery. The tree bark fatigues help me blend with the scenery, boy. Life is a series of serious choices. Theories is formed from experience, never mysterious forces. Various courses of life can lead to failure. Too much of anything is a trap. My mind snapped guerrilla warfare for 2 grand. They say karate means empty hands, so then it's perfect for the poor man. They say karate means empty hands, so then it's perfect for the poor man. I know y'all know who that is.
Nas,
Close.
Ghostface.
Peace, Young King. Come on, Kylon.
Uh,
We got Ghost and Nas.
somebody,
it's not
somebody
Ghost.
from somebody from Wu Tang.
Now Cypher. No. One more,
I
because
don't know.
that's
Definitely East Coast. I can
you
hear
know who
East
I'm
Coast.
you know who I'm always picking. That's Stickman off psychology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let him get in
Gotcha.
your head and try to probe you. Feel me? Off of the Let's Get Free album. But
What song?
Yeah.
psychology.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So Bilal, I'm gonna pass it off to you so you can introduce the guests.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Man, I tried to get a little hint from Crondo on who spit those bars, but
He
uh
cheated.
yeah, I was wrong. So next time I'm just go off my own answer. But I was wrong with that too. Anyway, yeah. So man, we back episode 22. We got another guest. This guest right here is my brother that I've been building with over the last few years. We got a lot of the same interests when it comes to the community and our people. This brother is from Detroit, Michigan. He goes by the name of Ikaje with Liberated Farms. I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit about Liberated Farms and his background, all of that good stuff as well. Um, so Ikaje, man, you want to jump into it, or
Yes, sir.
Brother
Peace.
Truth? My bad.
No, that's all. That's Ikaje. That's my name. It just means truth. So I just give people the option either call me Truth or Ikaje. So it's the
Facts.
same thing. But yes, definitely. We here in Detroit. Salute to y'all. Though I just want to say that first. Let me begin. A salute to y'all. I've been watching y'all from the very beginning, even before y'all went public with it, as far as with what y'all doing with the land out there in Arizona, with those acres that y'all got, what I mean? Just watching how the ideas went from an idea amongst, some brothers and really spawned into action. I just want to salute y'all and, on y'all perseverance and continuing that process, man. And, wish y'all nothing but well. And if I could lend a hand and helping at any time, just let me know. And I definitely try my best to do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
But
brother.
but definitely we out here doing urban farming, community farming in Detroit. Um, we are our youth based organization. Basically, we geared towards teaching the youth education, getting youth involved in community engagement, and also urban farming and STEM. We don't leave that. We don't leave technology out just because we deal with the land or deal with farming or self sustainability. We do. I don't like the word organic too much nowadays because it's kind of been overused and under defined, I would say. But we are natural. We use natural methods of growing. We don't use any pesticides or anything like that. Hold on, chill. we don't use any pesticides or anything like that. We do all natural practices of growing and stuff like that. So we are a self-sustainable practicing farm and a self-sustainable farm, and we do, everything on our own and through natural practices. We try to use as many like indigenous methods as we can with our farm. So we use a lot of regenerative methods, no-till methods like that, stuff like that. And we definitely uh, geared towards our people and geared towards liberation and self-determination for our people.
Yes, sir. I'm assuming that's part of the name, behind the farm as well. Uh,
Yeah.
we taking a look real quick here at the website. It's got a lot of great information for those who want to check it out. Also, you can definitely do that. But I want to go into a little bit more in regards to the actual farm. So, like, of course, I seen it in person, but like, can you tell us a little bit more of like what even inspired you to even consider doing urban farming in Detroit?
Well, urban farming in Detroit is a big thing. And honestly, when I started, I really didn't have a clue how big the farming scene or the farming community was in Detroit. You know what I mean? Just being honest. Once I got into it and once I began, and what inspired me was just knowing um that growing your own food is a big part of self determination and doing for self as far as community building. Um, if you can feed the people, you can get people to do just about anything for you or with you. You know what I mean? So that was always at the forefront of what I wanted to do inside the community was first with the youth, and then we once I started watching and peeping and change my diet. Also, that had a lot to do with it as well. Change my lifestyle habits and kind of became, I don't want to even like not vegan or pescatarian, but just like health conscious. You know what I mean? Just watching what I eat more, eat to live and stuff like that. So then it was just a natural progression into growing my own food, growing the vegetables that I eat, cultivating. And really, it was just riding around in my hood one day and saw a old park we used to play at. It used to be, a nice park, and I'm like, man, it's a bad. There ain't nothing here. Like it'd be nice to do something right here. What could I do that I could just do immediately with the resources I got right now today? You know what I'm saying? So it was start a garden. We took some old cinder blocks and put it together. You know what I mean? Put two raised beds together, and we've grown it to what we have now, which will by the end of this year we'll be in control of about 10 lots on one block.
Mm, that's dope. That's dope. So I know that was kind of like a sped up version of how long it's been in the grind that you put in to get it to where it's at right now.
Yeah,
Um, you want to share any of any of those exciting moments during the journey? You know what I mean?
of course, of course, of course. So like I like just finishing up what I was saying, like when I saw the park. So the park is located like in the back of our neighborhood. Our neighborhood is cut off by train tracks. So they call our neighborhood the back streets because it's like only certain ways you can get in, and it's a like that's the end of the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So located right across the street were these three white women from the park. So after about a year and a half of me um, building up the park, getting youth, having youth out there, having community events and things of that nature out there. Um, I painted a tree red, black, and green, and after I did that, these three white women started to call the police and harass me about me not being able to do X, Y, Z, or ABC in the park. And so by 2000, let me see, by March of 2018 or May of 2018, they had called the police on me over 25 times within a 2 month period, and I got arrested twice. Once
Mm,
for some traffic tickets, and then once for the case that I had to fight, which was they charged me with stalking because these white women said that I threatened to kill them, threatened to burn their house down. They told them I had a gun one time. Told them I was couldn't be around kids. Told them all this wild, crazy stuff, and then um, ended up having to go to trial. Beat the case, won the case. It was dubbed Gardening While Black. Went viral. This was like in 20. This was in 2018, end of 2018, going into 2019, and food in there. There's food in there. That way. So that was, that's that kind of catapulted us to, taking that energy and moving and building into what we doing today.
Man, that's wild. So, I mean, it's always going to be some sort of challenges, especially when you stepping out and you attempting to separate yourself from the system. People don't like that for so many different reasons, especially the others. You know what I mean? So, man, blessings that you've been able to at least make it through that situation. I think I want to just mention that and not focus too much on the negative.
Yeah.
But more than anything, that you was able to make it through that, and that you're able to share your story with others, and shine a light on some of the evil that's coming from you trying to be righteous, striving to be righteous. Some of the things that still come about, you know what I mean? So thank you for sharing that. I do want to get a little bit more into some of those programs you said you mentioned as well. So we also did the legacy camp. I'm not sure if you were yeah, I know. Matter of fact, I know for a fact you knew about that because you wanted to be involved if you could. It just didn't work out. I know we changed the date a few times as well, but the legacy camp, what we learned from that is that youth mentorship definitely still has to be a big part of the mission at hand. So we're going to still move towards that, but we want to be able to pull from some of those organizations that's already been doing it. You know what I mean? So I want to hear some of those things, some of those community programs you got going on. I know you also tied in with the Black Men Build organization as well out there. If you want to share a little bit about that also.
Yeah. So a lot, like I said, most of our programming is community based, youth based. Close the door, pup. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me like 2 seconds, man. My bad.
All good.
Yes, sir. So, man, as you can see, like I've heard that story one time before, but I didn't know that it started with the tree of the red, black, and green tree. You know, just different small little things can set them off. You know, but for those that are watching, do not be discouraged. Continue to push forward with your mission at hand. There's definitely going to be some people that come through and throw a wrench in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in short, that's just a testament of the insecurities that, some of the other people out here have when they see somebody doing something that really is just conducive to anyone living a decent life, right? Why wouldn't you want someone to be some level of like self-sufficient for themselves? So considering that triggers somebody into some of the things that he talked about, that's unfortunate, but that's something that it's a part of our timeline in this country, unfortunately. And
It's, it's it's a pattern in the nature of a certain mankind. You feel
there
me?
you go.
It's
That's a
like
good way to put it.
it's like you're talking about something so small that will set them off because they don't want us to be doing for ourselves in no type of capacity.
Right.
Any
Right.
little thing they try to quell that, and it just shows and proves what we were taught through different mediums and different scholars, even hip hop, Fear of a Black Planet. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Time and time
Yep.
again. what I'm saying?
Yep. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
Kylan, I know you. You got any questions for Brother True? Not Brother True, but bro Truth.
Yeah. So bro, one of the first things that I noticed you emphasized was the fact that Liberated Farms produces crop that is free from, the pesticides and all the, the wicked additives that are, also prevalent in society. Now, can you just kind of speak to the significance of that and how that aligns with the vision for what you're doing?
Yeah, so the significance of it just like I was just to give you an example, right? I was about to buy some apples. I was in Aldi's, and Aldi's is a pretty decent store as far as not allowing certain stuff as far as to be sold in their stores. But I was looking at the apples, and when you look at the apples, it'll tell you that it has a wax or a coating on the apples. Every bag I looked at had those had that on it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm intentionally growing food without pesticides to give our people an option to have food without pesticides because a lot of the stuff in the store is is not pesticide free, is not being grown naturally, you know what I mean? It's being grown where the people who are growing it gotta have suits on when they spraying it with certain chemicals and stuff like that. So I'm very intentional with that.
Yeah, that's a good
So
that's good to hear. That's a conversation that we have regularly here in my household. And we try to be very intentional about avoiding those things. And obviously it's unfortunate that it's so prevalent, in most of the offerings that are available to people. A lot of people don't even bat an eye or they're just totally ignorant to it or they just don't care, right?
right.
Because of the price points and all of that. But I think at this point, if you have, a sensible person would presume that it is contributing to so much that is to our detriment. So it's good to see individuals that are embracing, like you said, those indigenous practices and just doing things that are more conducive to how we should be, providing nutrition for ourselves. That's probably the most perhaps the epitome of being self-sufficient if you're able to provide your own nutrition, your own food source, so that's inspirational, and I can only imagine what that's doing for the youth because you're able to educate them in real time where they can see a live example of what that looks like, what it means versus just reading it or just being
Right.
told verbally. You have the real life example, so shout out to you.
Yeah, when I was
Yeah, I
out
definitely
there visiting, I overheard you asking a few people if they wanted some vegetables as well. Just just like here, you can have this. So I bear witness to some of the work that you've been able to do for the community and the impact that you've been able to have, the peace that people come to the space to get. I was able to experience that myself. So definitely, like you gave us a salute to what you're doing out there as well.
yeah, appreciate it for sure, bro. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's all for like I said, it's just a passion to want to change. You know what I'm saying? Like that's even the reason why I do it in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Why I deal with certain challenges that come with being in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? So it's like I I'm everything I do is intentionally and purposeful. You know what I mean? It's not just by accident. I'm not just out here, willy nilly. A lot of people think because I don't, move in certain ways that it's just he don't got no mission or no plan. You know what I mean? What I do is just that it ain't for everybody to know my mission and my plan. You know what I mean? So like if you don't recognize it and you don't see it, then it's not for you. And I'm not trying to explain it to you or give you a definition of what it is or nothing. You know what I mean? Because it's plain to see for those who need to see it. You know what I mean? And that's just how I move throughout life. Like I ain't really trying to convince nobody that I'm doing a great thing or this is trying to put a bunch of eyes on me or try to seek attention. Now if I garner attention, that's one thing. You know what I mean? That's great. But to seek it is that's not what we're doing. We actually want to create food sovereignty in the community and give a universal example of what that is, because a lot of people say that and scream that and be like food justice, this, yada, yada, but they not creating a system where you can come see that in real life action. You know what I
Yes,
mean? We're
sir.
more so talking and abstract these abstract words like sovereignty and food justice and food apartheid and all this stuff, but where are the solutions and where are you actively where can I come see food sovereignty in a house or food sovereignty on a block with 2 or 3 houses? You know what I mean? Like, give me a small example if you're trying to say we need food sovereignty for a whole nation, but you can't even give it to me where you got it in a household, where you got a house. You know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense.
Mm.
So from the 2 raised bed gardens to the 10 lots, what was the time frame of that?
About almost 10 years, so about 8 years, from 2016 to 2024 today, because we haven't even completed like the layout of 10, 10 lots. Right now we are farming on, we in control of 4 lots and we farming on about one and a half, maybe 2 of them. You know what I mean? We got a watermelon patch and a cantaloupe. Then we got where we growing everything else as well, where we got peppers, squash, tomatoes, eggplant,
Mm,
cabbage, kale, different probably beets and turnips and all that type, all our different variety of vegetables that we grow. Um, and and then we'll be cultivating also a flower garden into that as well. That's gonna be part of our business. That's gonna be part of our business. The you pick, you pull flower garden where we'll sell different bouquets of different flowers that we'll grow. And most of this stuff will be in full fledged next year, but we're gonna do examples of it at the end of the grow season this year. That's why we're preparing the space and everything now for that. I had to put a hold on everything until August, so we gonna. But that's why we everything really gonna be prepared for next year.
Gotcha. I got another question. Real just to kind of back the timeline up a little bit. Is this something that you've kind of always been involved in at some level? Like when you were younger, was this like something that your family embraced, or was this something that you kind of had to seek on your own inspiration, something that you were exposed to, or a particular person kind of put you onto this line of thinking? How did you get into gardening and then scaling that into a farming operation? Where did that kind of start for you?
So I'm glad you asked that because it's it's a connection, but it wasn't. No, I wasn't really like farming as a youth or into. My godmother used to plant flowers every year, and I used to help her do that every year. That was the extent of gardening that I had as a child. You know what I mean? So I did enjoy doing that, but as far as like wanting to grow food and wanting to grow vegetables and grow my own vegetables and stuff like that, that came as I developed a consciousness of just self sustainability. You know what I mean? Like it was
Right.
once I became conscious and like the people I study were saying do for self, I took that literally. You know what I mean? So like if the elders and the people who I look to for guidance as far as scholarly and academically or revolutionary wise or movement wise, all are preaching to do for self on every level. The basic level is to feed yourself because if you
Right.
don't, you don't survive. You know what I mean? So if I can control what I eat, then I can get some peace. Stop. I can get some peace. You know what I'm saying? I can have a level of you know what I mean, where I don't have to be worried about certain things and worried about where my food gonna come from, how I'm gonna eat. You know what I mean? That takes the stress level, so that now you can solve another issue instead of having to focus on that issue. So, not to get too off topic, but so outside of that, I found out doing family history that my great great grandfather and his brothers were all farmers in South Carolina, and they had a bunch of land down there that they were farming. So there's definitely a connection in that way. Where and then my great grandfather and my great grandmother who moved here, they definitely always had gardens and always garden. I never saw it, but was told about it. And my grandma, they said she had gardens when my mom and them were younger and stuff like that. But like I said, I never physically saw them do it. You know what I mean? But once I learned about it, it was I was already into farming because it was like it was certain things that I just innately knew or knew how to do and just grasp real quickly, and I didn't understand how or why. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, where did where did this come from? But yet I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't study or read this, but I know how to do this. I know, it was just like ancestral, you know what I'm saying, knowledge passed down through my DNA, real talk. Like to this day, there's certain stuff I know how to do farming that I've never studied or read about or nothing. It just came natural once I got out there. I knew what to do. It was innately inside of me. So it was just inspiration. So I was meant to be on this path, you know what I mean? And just like even with the Garden While Black situation, my great great grandfather and his brothers were part of survivors of the Ellington massacre in South Carolina. So even that aspect of having to fight for the land and like all that is like everything I'm doing is like I know like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is my purpose. You know what I mean? Uh I'm moving right along with the ancestors, the Most High, whatever, you know what I mean, the universe and all that. Like I know it's a line for me to do this, so it's just like tighten up and do it the best way I can, and try to improve and study and learn as much as I can, so I don't I ain't gonna say disappoint them, but so I don't give it a half effort because I know that I have I have that strength and that power behind me from them. You know what I mean? So I know that they watching and they guide my steps because I'm doing exactly what they would want me to do.
They say the
That's real
best way
talk.
to honor somebody is to continue their work. So
Right.
I think you just spoke to that. That's awesome.
That part.
Now, going through everything that you went through with it, is it something that you would want your son to pick up as well and carry on?
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
real.
Yes, sir. I was I don't push what I do on my children in any capacity as far as like forcing them to do anything, but I do make sure that they know and understand why I do it. And I do make sure that I do uh have them involved in certain aspects of it. You know what I mean? I don't, like I said, I don't force them, but I do make, if I do have a youth program, yes, I want my children in that, I'm gonna put them in that pro. It's only right, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But outside of that, I don't force them to farm or nothing like that. He always there with me because I'm there when he with me, you know what I mean? So it's just natural want to help, and I work at a farm, so he like being there and helping. So it's just like a natural thing. He grew up in a farm, so since he been born, we've been it's just a lifestyle for him. So I don't really think that I'm gonna have to push it too much. I think it'll just something that'll just be natural to him, and it'll just be like second nature because he watches me do it. You know what I mean? We got a home
Right.
guard and all that stuff too. So you know what I mean? Like this is really something that we do. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Do you help? I know you said you partnering with some other people in this venture, but your particular space, do you have any like future plans? Like, what are some of those future plans that you want to do outside of the youth mentorship or some of the other things we talked about?
So, the future plans is to, um, of course, like I said, is to create the program where we're able to feed every occupied home. That's our number one program, is to build that up and to get that full fledged and full strength, but to also create a space where like a safe space for our people to come to. What I mean, a village atmosphere, a village environment, things of that nature. A village, you know what I mean? So like we want to build a stage out there. We're gonna have an entertainment section. We have a greenhouse out there. We want to build a greenhouse so we able to extend our season and start our season earlier and extend late into the winter time. We also we looking to purchase some of one of a house that's the catty corner directly across the street from us, and build like an educational center, farmhouse, where we're able to have different farm technologies inside that house on the basis of where the people can come in and learn different things like aquaponics on a small scale and be able to take it back. And even if they want to do it on a larger scale, they'll learn the capacity of it, and all they would have to do is just do it on whatever level that they wanted to do it on. You know what I mean? So we definitely looking to keep building, looking to expand and keep moving as much as we possibly can, and to be a hub for teaching youth how to farm and teaching youth, getting youth involved in agricultural and just getting youth back into the land. We want to become a hub for that. We want our, liberated farms to be kind of like the foundation of, you know, youth farming in Detroit, with along with some other organizations who are doing it as well.
Now, for those that don't know, is there a difference? And if there is, what's the difference between an urban farm and a community garden?
So I would say a urban farm and a community garden is the production style. Honestly, my production style is geared more towards a community garden, but we're building our infrastructure to become a urban farm. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So we are an urban farm because we feed the community. You know what I'm saying? Because we do sell some of the produce, and we also have programs where we're producing food for a specific reason, you know what I'm saying, and for sale or for a specific community. So that would be the difference. And then also like we want to incorporate animals as we move forward too. So like chickens, probably goats, stuff like that for milk and people who like goat cheese. And I don't even eat chicken, but I would want to offer my people a healthy alternative to
Yes,
what they
sir.
get stores, and know that okay, that I'm not feeding this chicken no pesticides, I'm not feeding them no steroids, I'm feeding it all natural food. So if you want to come get chicken or eggs as well, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So we just want to they like so that's another difference between maybe like a garden and a farm. You know what I mean? Having animals, but you can be a vegetable farm because it's the style of production that you do. You know what I'm saying? And the reason for your production.
Right. Dope, dope, dope. Man, you got any advice for any future urban farmers or anybody thinking about going into just growing their own food? Just somebody who may have a little bit of space and they don't know what to do with it. You got any advice for
Start. That's the best advice I could give people. Just start.
them? Real
Whatever you
talk.
in your head, whatever you got in your mind as far as like wanting to grow your food, just start. It's not as hard as you think it is, and it's not as easy as some people make it seem as well. But it's not that hard either. You can grow a tomato in a container, you know what I mean? Like you just have patience. That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing that gardening and farming and cultivating seeds and stuff like that teaches you is patience. Because we from the microwave generation, we want everything instantaneously. We want to, have instant results and stuff like that. But then when they don't come as fast as we want to, or the results don't get there as fast as we want to, is we get frustrated and we give up. But farm garden has taught me patience. I'm a very still an impatient person. I want stuff, when I want it, but gardening has taught me how to be patient and how to, understand like, everything is gonna come when it's time to come. You know what I mean? It's gonna be there. You think look up, your plant don't got no fruit on it. Come back 2 days later, it's 3-4 tomatoes on there, or cucumbers, or whatever you looking, you know what I mean, and it grew 4-5 inches. It might rain overnight. You got flowers, plants everywhere. You know what I mean? So it's just got to be patient. You know what I mean? Just be patient.
Yeah, I know, but I'd want everybody else to know that there's definitely healing energy within gardening as well. You feel
It's
me?
my
So, man, if you can just muster up the energy to get started, like you mentioned, do it, man. I go ahead, Kylan. I
No,
was
my
gonna
bad.
say I personally don't have no more questions for you, but I was gonna turn it over to my brothers.
No,
You said,
I'm glad you spoke on that. Because I think a lot of people, they may get intimidated where they see like where you're at, the level of production that you're at now, and they may want to get into it, and they let stuff like that discourage them. So I'm glad you just emphasized that point. Just start, and then from there, I find that once you lean into certain things and you actually want to know, the universe has a way of bringing stuff, in front of you for you to kind of, get into, and it is kind of like a domino effect. So that's good to hear. Go ahead, True. I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
oh, not at all. Well, bro, you said it's therapy for you.
You muted.
Oh,
I can't.
I don't think I'm muted. Yo, can y'all
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah, I can hear
Yeah, you
you.
good now. You good now.
Brother, you said it's therapy for you. Is that what you said? I didn't quite get that.
I can't hear him.
Oh man.
Okay, he said he asked it. You mentioned that it's therapy for you. Maybe just expound on that.
Yeah.
If there-
So what I mean by that is like, no matter what I'm going through, like I could just go, like I could just put my all into the work, whether I'm frustrated, sad, you know what I'm saying, even when I'm happy or whatever it is, you know what I mean? If I'm happy, I can go to the garden, I can put that happiness into the crops, and spread that love amongst, grow, because it's definitely, that's the main ingredient at Liberated Farms is love. We really growing our food with a passion and a love for what we doing and for the people who we giving the food to. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing too. We don't just got a love for farming, we got a love for the people that we feed. You know what I mean? So it's like I've been dealing with some personal stuff right now, you know what I mean? Like, and I just go to the farm and I just work and I just pour my whatever it is and I got into that. You know what I mean? And I could feel better. I could even sit and think and just evaluate. Like I really, like, not being egotistical, but like I've created a space of peace in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like you can come
Right.
sit right there at my farm. I tell everybody in the neighborhood, like it's always open to the community. We just ask that you respect the space. You know what I mean? And we ask that you don't touch none of the crops unless somebody who, work with the crops is there, so they can show you the proper way to deal with them. That's it. Now, if you hungry and you want to pick a tomato or something, go do. We ain't never against that. We don't want to see our people starve, but we just ask for that courtesy. So you know what I mean. So when I say therapy, like it really is like therapy. Like I can talk to the farm. I can go out there and talk to myself and get whatever it is off my chest that I need to, without what I mean. You know, without being bothered by nobody. You know what I mean. I could just it's just like a peace, a level of peace that I've never felt in doing nothing else. You know what
It's just you and nature, man. You feel me? But
Indeed.
I think the key thing that I took away from it was, patience. You know what I'm saying? Like when you talk about the microwave age, when people get things too easily, there's no appreciation for it, right? And one of the main things is the struggle. Like things ain't growing and it's not working out the way you want it to. And then the next thing you know, you've been working at it and you kept to it, you persevered. And then when you see those 5 tomatoes, you have a whole lot more appreciation for it because of the struggle you went through. I mean, another line Stickman has is like he say everything you get out of life requires struggle. If you don't, you get in a hustle, homeboy. You get in a hustle. You feel me? So I think
Straight up.
I think and
I mean? Yeah, I
brother,
don't
truth.
know why I can't hear bro at all.
Yeah, hey, but he dropped some science though, but uh
He'll see.
I can hear him.
Yeah, he'll
Go
see it
ahead,
on.
True.
He'll see it on replay. But yeah, I just want to thank you for that. Sharing that
Yeah,
wisdom.
I was gonna swing it back around as well, and give you an opportunity to kind of give some shout outs and maybe leave your contact information, how people can hit you up, some of the things you got coming up you want, or not necessarily want, but you would accept assistance or support with.
Definitely want to give a shout out, like I said, shout out to OBFC. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. Definitely shout out, to the platform for having me on here today. Shout out to D-Town Farms in Detroit and everybody out there, striving to be a change that they want to see and actually, committed to the work. Shout out to them. Everybody who, got their boots on the ground, I salute y'all. And, definitely know that y'all not alone. You know what I mean? There's definitely every, other people out here that's working, diligently for the same goal, and we gonna meet when it's time to meet.
Facts.
Contact information: Liberated Farms, liberatedfarms.com, Liberated Farms on all platforms. Instagram. Well, I'm not on all platforms, but Instagram and Facebook. You can find us. Um, and that's it. I mean, if and it's a link to, people want to donate and all that type of stuff, then they can go on liberatedfarms.com, and we got a cash app, Liberated Farms. And through our website, you can use the PayPal link and things of that nature. And we always looking for volunteers. So if you're in the Detroit area, tap into it, Liberated Farms. We on Google Maps. You can look us up. We always out there. Just pop up. We welcome, anybody that want to be there, come with peace to come, they welcome to come pull up on. And we always got something going on. We'll be starting our Fish Fry Fridays back in August. So starting in August, we'll be doing our Fish Fry Fridays again.
Yeah, that whiting was fire too. That whiting was fire.
We're
gonna put the contact information on the screen as well. And then Brother Truth said he'll be there in 2025 next year. So the truth and the true can hook up, you know what I'm saying? And drop some bombs, you know what I mean? Nice little build situation.
Yeah, as soon as y'all know the dates of that, send me that, bro. I want to make sure I put that in my calendar early for next year. That's like a spiritual holiday. I got to get out there and mess with y'all, man. You've been out here twice, man. I wouldn't even feel right if I'm gonna come to Arizona.
Yes, sir. We'll definitely keep you posted on everything we got coming up. And especially even the legacy camp when we decide to get back to that. I know you wanted to offer some support and assistance there as well. So we'll definitely tap in with you on the legacy camp also. And for those who are listening, y'all stay tuned for the legacy camp as well. This was episode 22. Bro True, Ikaje, Liberated Farms. We're going to close it out with brother True, our brother True. Well, that's our brother Truth, but our bro True is going to close us out with the Growth Spot mission statement. And then we out.
At the Growth Spot, we are unified in action to build, protect, and expand a fruitful legacy of love, equity, growth, ancestry, cooperation, and yield. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.